Hey guys, so welcome back to the channel. This is going to be another marine ECM test after repairs, and I'm going to show you why. This is another EGC module. This is coming from New York, Scott Pier. This is your computer. This computer has been here for a while, almost a month, I would say probably. And you'll see why it took a little longer, because these are parts that I don't have in stock. I can definitely do the repair, but let me just show you what it is. It's actually a bad or corroded component connector. Sorry, I have the computer still open. You see the original connector here. The reason I put it like that is because this computer is submerged in a gel and very sticky. I'm going to show you in his folder how that looked before. All right, so as I normally do, I have pictures of the computer. Let me just, well, this is actually connected and see if you has communication, but let me just show you. This is the computer in the process of the repair, because let me just show you here. We will see a better picture than this, but I want you to see here all that corrosion and missing pins in here. But you can see the corrosion in there, but again, this is just the start, and this is to show you the computer or the board out of the computer case. This is the replacement connector. That is just to show the customer and you also, right? So that's the connector already removed. We can, we can see here now no longer the connector installed. And then this is the way that computer looks. So you can see a lot of corrosion, a lot of damage, one missing pin. And that is just to say the least of what we have in here. And obviously, when I see something like this is not a repairable connector. This has to be completely removed and replaced, as I did here. So this is just to get a closer look. You can see more corrosion on there. But I mean, look at that. I mean, it looked like, I don't know how this much water got in there. Hopefully, he has repaired the wiring. And let me just show you, let me see, I think I still have to download it. Give me 1 second. And this is now with the connector replaced. Now you can see, I mean, look at the missing pins right here. And it was a lot more than that. I cleaned it just to see if it was a major short or what it damaged, because I need to understand what happened here, right? At least into a point that I can at least check the computer safely without burning or exploding something in here, right? So this is for you to see. You can see now the connector is all pins brand new. So this is not a problem. And let's run it, right? So let me get you into here, because I want to show Scott and you now that the computer is actually good. So I'm going to, well, let me first put you here. I want you to see the main power relay, horn, and fuel pump. All these three stickers, kind of like white stickers you see there. All right, so I'm going to power up. We have main power relay, horn, and then the fuel pump relay should go off, and it did. All right, perfect. So let's connect to the computer. Let me put the diagram in the screen. And I also want to put the meter. In the meter, I have the sensor ground and the sensor power. In this case, is 5 volts. The computer provides for all the sensors to work properly. So everything is looking good in there. All right, so let's select the computer. Let me make sure you can see that selection as well. Perfect. All right, so this is a Volvo Penta, and in this case, I will use a CAN connector. I can use either communication, the CAN or the serial. In the boat, you will not be able to do this. This is Diacom Rinda, for the best software for diagnostics you can buy. Don't spend any money on anything else. There's another company. I actually had the tool here. I got fooled by, I don't know, like videos and commercials. And it's funny because it has very good reviews. I don't remember the name. Pelagi. Let me get a second. Jaltes. Maybe for trucks, might be good. And probably because the truckers don't know any better, right? Because it's very limited information on trucks. But for boats, I proved these companies, like I bought that tool and now it's just a paperweight. And it cost me, if I remember properly, close to $11,000. So, yeah. And it's just like I said, it's a paperweight. I said, I'm very disappointed because in Diacom Rinda, I can record a full movie, of all the pits. I can go into graph mode and see each of those pits. You try to do that with your test, the software just crashes. Maybe they will someday make it better for marine. And the problem is, how are you selling a software that is not there? I mean, to read codes, I don't need $11,000 tool, right? I can buy a TechMate for $400 to do that. And even Rinda, this you see here is Windows based with a small dangle cable that you connect into the boat. The master kit is, I think, is $1,000 or $1,200. The master kit. If you buy a specific for Volvo, for Mercury, whatever, $700, $680. So it's very inexpensive and it's a great tool. So if you want to service your own boats or help your mechanic in case he doesn't have it, this is the best thing because then you can understand what's happening on the boat. But that's another video for another time. All right, let's connect into the computer. Volvo EGC. We can see that it has very good communication. All right, so I'm going to establish communication. And let's read the codes and see what is in here. There's a lot of stuff that I don't have connected, like the barometric pressure. It says ECT sensor fault, ECT sensor fault, engine speed. Well, yeah, definitely those faults are previously. Right now, the only active codes that we have is the buzzer, driver fault, and then auxiliary digital 5 high voltage. I'm not sure what that is for this computer. I will have to read, but let's see. You see, it's not even that is present. So the only thing is the buzzer, driver fault. I don't have that one connected. And all right, let's run it. I'm going to put so you guys can see at least a pit for the RPM, and let's run it. And the reason I stay here is because I want you to see right here behind me the lights that I'm going to point. All those flickering lights right there are the injectors. 8 injectors, so 6 on the top and 2 on the bottom. And then one light that is flickering in there, you cannot see it because it's happening 8 times per revolution of the engine because it's for the coil. Or the ESC driver. That's how Volvo Penta names it. I can see injector RPMs in here. What is this like that? Oh, the mates were here cleaning. That's why. But yeah, everything is working really good. I got fuel pump. I got the main power relay. I got injectors. I got coils. So let's increase the RPM. Let's go over to 4,000 RPMs. To make sure it's nothing cutting out or anything, right? So there should be no problem to reach 4,000. You see 4,400 RPMs. I'm going to increase the throttle, which right now is low. So I'm going to put them around 40%. And I'm going to increase my manifold air pressure to around 21. That's around what I see with this engine running at 4,000 or so RPMs. And I can see now the injection millisecond going into 11.5 milliseconds of injection. And all the drivers are reading pretty much the same. And that is pretty good. On this software, you can also go over to the system information and you can see like customer engine serial, engine part number, the engine displacement, which is in this case at 5.7 liters. 8 cylinders, the fire in order, and you can see this the calibration on this one is from 2005, June of 2005. 1 second. Sonos to stop. And then the ECM manufacture date was 2006-1. So they use a little before that calibration. So it's a 2006 calibrate or computer, sorry. But yeah, we can see that in there. Everything is looking good. I mean, no issues. The computer is running fine. So let's bring it down to idle. And this is a test. This is exactly what you will experience. Even if I'm just replacing a connector, I'm not just going to tell, okay, the connector is done and send it doesn't even move. No, I'm charging a good amount of money for this repair because a very intricate repair. And also, I did test the computer before to make sure it was not just a waste of time, especially when it looked like that. And it did test it good, but I want to make sure that now all the signals, all the powers, all the relays, and all the activations are happening because I just put a new connector in there. So everything has to be done like that. And this is the difference in between my company and any other company that you will send a computer. They will tell you it's done, pay this much, and trust my word. You call it like, oh, the vehicle is not starting. Okay, well, the problem is in the vehicle. The problem is someplace else. We tested that in a running vehicle for 20 hours and everything is working good. Your problem is right there. That's all they will tell you. In here, you can see your computer running. And this is what I try to do with most of the modules that I get here. There is always some limitations, but if I cannot run it because immobilizer or because it needs 3 or 4 more computers to be there, I will show you the signals happening and working as much as I can. And this is what I always do. Before, to reproduce your concerns, and then an after when the computer is working. In this case, I didn't do it before because obvious reasons. It was just too bad to do it, right? But it's working good. So Scott, now your computer is fully operational. All right, so let me bring it down again to idle. If you're here on the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. That really helped my small business a lot. Every time you subscribe, YouTube promotes my videos more and more, and that's how you find me. And it's also for free, so thank you if you do so. If you have any computers and you need to send to repairs, I'm definitely your best choice, no doubt about it. All right, I'm going to bring the throttle in between 7 to 10%. That's what I normally try to keep it. And then the map, the manifold air pressure, I use it for my tests. That's 12.6, 12.7. These knobs are very, I cannot even say precise. They're too picky. It's very hard to calculate a specific number, but I try to always do it as close as I can, and that is there. Right now, with the 12.7 and the idle that I have, it's 4.7 milliseconds of injection in idle, which is perfect. This computer has only 200 hours. Look at this right here, guys. 212.69 hours. So yeah, very low hours on the boat. It is sad. Hopefully it's not a sunk boat because that always creates issues with harnesses and connectors, and you can see, but all that can be repaired. These computers are almost impossible to find. And I know why he was very eager to repair it because, like I said, otherwise you're going to have to change the complete harness and put something else in there, and that will diminish the boat value, especially with 200 hours. All right, guys, so thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.